Hello, hockey fans. My name's David. Thought I would start recording this message on the morning of Friday, 22nd of April, 2021, North American Eastern Time. Being up, up in the morning, it's a good thing. Thought I would discuss. There were a whole bunch of games that occurred. There were some ugly losses. The Habs losing to the Flyers. The Jets didn't exactly play their best hockey either, losing 4-2, and well, the Jets are officially eliminated from from playing playoff hockey in 2022. The Stars, having lost to the Calgary Flames in regulation, remain at 91 points, but the Jets can earn not more than 89. The Jets have 8 possible points that they can earn beyond the total of 81 they already have. Good luck even getting to 89. Well, maybe they'll get to 85, but who knows? So then there was also so we've covered the Jets. Yeah, Calgary Flames ended up clinching the Pacific Division. They were very close to anyway doing so. So the Edmonton Oilers were out of action. Senators were out of action. Okay, the Flames were in action. Jets, Flames, Jets, Habs, Leafs were my hometown. Leafs were in action. I'll get to a little while. Just gonna figure out what games were in action. So I'm just gonna go. Just gonna go. Oops, didn't mean to use that. Oops. Alright, so I'm just going to... Alright. Let's try to install the web browser there. Alright, so... Just trying to make my computer less prone to crashing. I'm doing this on an iPad, so... Alright, so what I'm just going to do is... Yeah. Alright, so I'm just going to see if I covered everything there. Yeah, the Canucks, by having lost in regulation to the Minnesota Wild, pretty much have torpedoed their chances of making a postseason spot via finishing third in the Pacific Division. Not likely to happen. The LA Kings are just too far ahead. But again, I got to admire the Canucks for to admire the Canucks for for at least making a go of it, considering how badly they started. And if they don't make the postseason, it's not going to be the end of the world, but it's going to be sad. But what can you do? Start off badly. So Friday we have evening games, North American Eastern Time. Bit after 7, Senators will be playing in Central Ohio against the Columbus Blue Jackets. And at 9, well, shortly after 9 North American Eastern Time, the Oilers will be hosting the Avs. And then on Saturday, there will be... Well, how many games are going to be on Saturday involving Canadian teams? We have Habs and Senators in action in Ottawa. Leafs on the road against the Panthers. And the Canucks and Flames in the late game. So, it's going to be very interesting. We have pretty much all former North Division teams other than the Jets in action. So, also go to the weekend for the Sunday games. So, we have the Oilers in Columbus against the local Blue Jacket squad. The Avs in Winnipeg to play the Jets. The Bruins playing the Habs. The Leafs against the Capitals in Washington. And yeah, that's pretty much it. With the early game between we have the Oilers and Blue Jackets. So a bit after 1 Eastern Time. So now I'm going to get to the blowout loss 8-1 to the Lightning. Can you believe that? And it's people trying to tweet me and all that, and they're all claims that, this is not indicative of how the Leafs may end up, playing in the postseason. I sure as hell hope not. Make no mistake, though. This loss was a message. A message to every member of the roster of the Leafs that they have to up their game. They have to up their defensive game. They got to do a better job of getting those quality chances away from goalies. Not let them just walk on in. The Leafs knew the Lightning were going to try to take revenge, try to avenge that regulation loss incurred earlier in April. The Lightning didn't just do that, they blew the Leafs out. This should be embarrassing. The Leafs threw through defense and penalty killing right under the bus. And how'd that do? Yeah, sure. Leafs probably clinch home ice advantage, but will it even matter? Last season, the Leafs lost in 7 games to the Habs. And a very distinct clip from a couple weeks ago from Carlo Colaiacovo, co-host of First Step 1050, the morning show on Toronto radio station TSN 1050, with a claim by him that the Leafs would only resume becoming a Stanley Cup contender if they ended up winning a playoff series. He's right. Why would I think otherwise? I thought last season these looked to be on the cusp of finally winning a playoff series, up 3-1, and then blew it. Just blew it. 3 games in a row, lost. I remember there was an interview made on the morning of 31st of May of last year by Gian Lee of Toronto-based 24-hour news station CP24, of a couple of women who had been just milling around Scotiabank Arena during a stay-at-home order with the Korean-born journalist having claimed to have hated to convey that the Leafs, that game was a do or die. But she can do what she wants, as far as I'm concerned. I'd figured it out. I was concerned, in response to that news clip, that the Leafs might just lose. That would have been almost unthinkable. Not even a week before then. But lo and behold, it occurred. Of course, I hope that the result on Thursday, North American Eastern Time, is not indicative of what's going to happen to the Leafs. But I'm worried that it will be. Sheldon Keefe, head coach of the Leafs, is going to have to make some major changes to the lineup. Or maybe this is a one-off. But I think he and other members of the coaching staff need to remind each and every one of those players who gets to play on Saturday, the next game, that the performance that they put in on Thursday was 100% unacceptable. Well, then there was this bonking over the head of Corey Perry by Cal Clifford. Well, I don't know if Clifford has played his last game as a Leaf, but to get a match penalty, which is almost unprecedented. How many times have Leaf players gotten ejected from games? Not as often in recent years. But for Clifford to do what he did, bonking someone over the head, an intent to injure. The refs, the on-ice officials were right to order him to leave, and right away. order him to leave. So probably Clifford's going to have a hearing with the NHL Department of Player Safety, and if the suspension of Austin Matthews for checking Buffalo Sabre Rasmus Dahlin to the head, even though it was light contact and resulted in just a 2-minute minor, is anything to go by, 2-gamer that Matthews got, I have a feeling that Clifford's going to get no less than 2. We'll find out, maybe find out just hours from now, what happens to Clifford. Anyway, boy, the Leafs have a lot of work to do to get ready for the postseason. They're not as prepared as I thought they would be. I mean, quite possibly the Leafs are going to get in the postseason. But I also think about, that claim made on Wednesday. On Wednesday's episode of TSN 1050's late afternoon show, Overdrive 1050, by Jeff O'Neill, goes by O-Dog, that the curse of the Leafs was going to end this spring. Oh, God. I wonder how he feels now. Having claimed that was going to happen. Oh, this curse is going to be over. Not necessarily so. My cautious optimism is just that. Cautious. Given, yes, the Leafs have that potential. But, as Colaiacovo claimed a couple weeks ago on First Up 1050, the Leafs are not a serious Stanley Cup contender until they can win a playoff round. Last season, the Leafs proved out to be anything but a serious Stanley Cup contender. TSN scouting director Craig Button, then co-hosting with Andy Petrillo, Leafs Lunch 1050, claimed that the Leafs had not been a serious Stanley Cup contender. And yes, Button claimed that there were things that he might have missed that were bigger problems than he thought they might turn out to be. So yeah, he claimed to be wrong. Thought only 3 games to 1, Leafs should be able to do it. Game 5 or 6, but nope. Chokers. And if the Leafs do not make it past the first round this spring, Kyle Dubas and Brendan Shanahan should be out, shown the door. But also, big changes to the roster, and maybe also the coaching staff. Because enough's enough with persistent first-round exits. Anyway, hopefully, on Saturday, Leafs can bounce back and big. Anything less than a win, and I'll have to ask myself, serious questions about whether the Leafs have what it takes. Because I don't know if they do. Anyway, go Leafs go.